Hello, and welcome to Mead Wargaming for this week's episode of The War Table. I am your host, Jay, and today I am joined by...
John?
And Raza.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining me. In today's episode, we have got an epic clash between Knights and some forces of Chaos. The Knights, helmed by Eliza, and the Chaos forces, helmed by myself. Of course, they're all my armies, so it's, or I win either way. So, without any further meandering, shall we actually just go straight on and check out today's episode? The thread tightens. Garthak's data burns exactly as planned. The sons of Mortalion advance through the ruins once more, their entire command structure shifting uneasily still. They will be tested today. Maybe their great-grandfather will favor one. But against these mighty machines, I doubt it. Knight lances hold the ruins in disciplined formation, while above them towers a guard machine of immense scale. A Warmaster Titan stands sentinel over the battlefield, like some ancient king guarding his throne. Impressive, but not invincible. The Mortis engine walks with us, its weapons hunger for the kill, its machine's spirit eager to drag another rival god engine into ruin. Let the knights come. Let them drown this battlefield in fire and steel. Tonight, Titans will die. Here we are then. We're in deployment phase, or in the deployment section of our little show here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys the full view of the board there. Just to clarify what we've got here, because obviously in the previous episodes that I've been in with my Chaos Ascended army, I've had 4 Chaos Legions. In this particular battle, we've got the forces of the Deathguard and a reserve force of 1,000 Suns, and that is it in terms of the Chaos Legions. As you can see in the centre of my battle line, a rather large Warlord Titan of the Legio Mortis.
I was going to say, it feels like a smaller force than I'm used to seeing.
Yeah.
But as always, that is deceptive.
Yes. For now, how many Thunderhawks or Storm Eagles, Stormbirds, that was it, are hiding off the board?
2.
Of course. Of course.
And fully loaded up, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Which, spoiler alert, you'll see very quickly.
Some Saturnine Terminators also hiding in those reserves as well.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Like
Obviously.
a full force of Saturnine is going to be dropping in at some point.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I like Saturnine.
I know. I hate them because of you. I used to like them. I didn't even play this, and I hate them again.
Surprisingly, actually, Jamie's the reason why I want them, because they are really cool, and you can do loads of really sexy stuff with them.
This trauma-induced hate I have against them.
John will not get Saturnine now in protest.
No, I'm going to get him in spite of you.
Yeah.
No, because that means you'll make me paint them, and that means I've got to pay even more Saturnine.
You say that as if...
Honestly, they are a nightmare to paint, but the result is amazing. So, that's my side of the field. Eliza, would you like to regale us with what you brought to the table?
I bought a good few knights and a Warmaster Titan.
Okay.
It was very nice to see the War Master used by someone other than Jamie, As everybody knows, I won't touch Titans.
I will point out this is the first time I've bought a Titan. I have fought the War Master twice now. I believe this is the first time that we've actually had Titans on both sides of the table.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
which is fun.
Yeah, so we
having a bit of Titan v Titan.
We've got a little bit of potential for a Titan duel to go on. And what better place than a city?
I was going to say, but I can see from the setup that they're not immediately facing each other, so they're not just going to stroll down the centre and shoot each other at this stage.
At this stage. Depends how many of those buildings stay in their current state, I suppose.
Okay, noted.
I'm just going to say, I didn't kill or blow up a single building in this game.
You had infantry, you wanted buildings.
Exactly. I needed them. They were useful.
I don't like them.
So, that's basically the board setup. So we've got the Chaos Legions. They're going to be going into House Dracaryn. Why they're fighting each other, we don't really know yet in terms of the story. So obviously, there's been a lot of conflict between the Night Lords and various elements of the Loyalist Legions, and also Chaos Ascended. But for some reason, the Knights are fighting both Chaos and the Night Lords, so it's a bit confusing. But I'm sure it'll all be revealed in time. However, we did have some pre-game moves from one side of the table, and we had a big discussion on pre-game moves last game. So hopefully, Allies would have learned from that session. So let's have a look what happened. So take us through the pre-game moves.
So I moved a good chunk of my armigers up, basically to capture midpoint objectives, and also moved in the Lancers relatively onto that centre. Mostly because I had a lot of cover and I felt like I could go for those objectives relatively early on and secure them nicely. And I think that was a decent plan, although I think I made some further choices with the Lancers which were not great. Also, the Lancers, I don't know, it doesn't look like you have it in there, but the ones that are... I didn't pre-game those ones.
No, you didn't,
no. No, I made those mistakes all in regular movement phase.
Oh no. That's a loaded sentence.
So to qualify this as well, Eliza is the defender in this scenario.
Yes.
Might be a hint about what we said last time. About getting tricked into coming forward when you're playing defense, simply because you have Vanguard.
Yeah.
It's an easy trick to fall into.
I will say, it is my first time having anything that can move forward pre-game.
Yes, yeah, because last time you used a Baron and Guard Lance, weren't you? So you didn't have that. But yeah, so we'll see how that turns out, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see how many Stormbird-sized holes you left in your back line.
Let's find out.
I just need to say that I am having this revealed to me at the same time as the audience. I am the audience stand-in in this, so I do not know if there were Stormbird-sized holes that were left in the back line. But I have a prediction that there are Stormbird-sized holes in the back line.
That's a reasonable prediction, I think. Okay, let's head over into Battle Round 1. Right then, so here we are pre-movement phase. Here we go, this is where we started. Obviously, we've already gone through the pre-game moves. So, as you can see, post-movement, we've got a lot happening, potentially, if you can kind of spot a big movement, maybe, on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just
a little movement. Just a few of those Stormbirds?
Yep,
Yeah,
Stormbirds. Stormbirds, yep.
Yeah. About to make some Stormbird-sized holes, maybe?
So, yeah. I'm just gonna show you exactly what that kind of looked like. I affectionately called it like a Road of Rohirrim style scene, but it was pointed out to me that I'm the villain here, so that's not quite accurate.
And you're not in any way on the back foot.
Or that.
That feels like that's from a knight's perspective. That's the wrong side, right? That's not the side they want to be on.
I mean, it would be nice to get behind them, yes. Now, the reason I didn't move behind is because, as you can see from that angle there, it's because they're now in hover mode. They don't count as up here, and that's a rather tall building, which protects me from that War Master.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So cheeky. So cheeky.
So, the Stormbirds have been deployed in such a way that they can deploy their entire cargo hold full of troopers without getting absolutely annihilated by a Titan.
And honestly, I don't know what I was doing with those knights there, to be fair. I was trying to put pressure on the flank and, come for your home objective, but there was no reason for me to get your home objective.
Yeah, you
got greedy.
You overcommitted on the left flank a little bit there, which we've all done at some point.
Oh yeah, big time.
And sadly, as me being me, obviously, I had the perfect tool in my reserves to literally deal with that exact situation. Yeah. So yes, I did catch out a couple of knights there quite nastily, as we'll see in just a moment. So let's actually have a look at sort of the key point map here. So we've got a few little points of interest that we're going to take a look at. Dive in to what actually happened, and of course we're going to start off with the ambush. The aerial ambush. Basically, my Stormbirds came in. They dropped in their troops, including 4 Saturnine Dreadnoughts, missiles, and there was also a group of plasmas, but they didn't even shoot. Because between the Stormbirds and all those infantry, those lancers were obliterated.
Oh!
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, and the missiles as well also were freed up because the lancers fell before they even shot, so they were able to turn around and fire at another set of lancers across the table.
Oh, so it was just the Saturnine.
It was the Saturnine and the Stormbirds.
And the Stormbirds, yeah.
So they took a sizable amount of firepower, but again,
it was nasty.
It was very nasty.
The Saturnine, they've got is it the Graviton ones where your 2 hit is based off of the save characteristic?
Yeah. So 2 up to hit.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's so harsh.
So you got
unbelievably harsh.
I think you got the Graviton, Graviton something or others, and the Inversion Beamers on the 2 at the back there. And on the front, you got the heavy plasma bombards, maybe something like that, and the heavy disintegrator cannons. They don't mess around.
No, they came for blood.
They came for blood.
Blood is what they got.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, more oil, I think, actually, in this case.
Yeah. There's a pilot in there.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a pilot in there.
Not so much after they were done. So yes, sadly, the Lancers fell, which is a shame because I love the Lancers. They're very cool. It wasn't all doom and gloom for the Lancers of the army, because as we move on into section 2, a couple of Lancers did manage to make contact.
Yeah, I did a fairly cheeky turn 1 charge with those Lancers into infantry. I wanted to hit something more substantial, but it worked out fine.
It worked out absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it got rid of a good chunk of infantry, which
it did.
Is quite good when I'm sort of behind on objective capture anyway.
It did. I lost 3 bases out of the 4 there to the combat. Somehow that last 5-man unit managed to actually fend off the Lancer.
Just throwing bodies at them.
It also didn't help that my dice rolls were abominable this game.
Oh, yeah. Eliza had such bad luck when it came to dice. It was,
the dice were definitely not in your favour whatsoever. There were many rolls, some of which we will mention from memory, but there were many points where we were just like, what How can you miss that many dice?
Pretty much, yeah.
And in fairness as well, my luck was actually quite good for a change.
Yeah, the one time when we don't want your luck to be good.
So the Lancers did successfully manage to take out a few infantry, but then in response, because they were what I would call out of position, they then took a shed load of firepower from a Deathguard gun line and a Titan. Which, in fairness to them, they still survived. One of them went down. I believe one was left on one wound by the end of it.
One was left on one wound.
So they did soak up a lot of power.
Is that what? That's a Titan, Fellblades, and are those Kratoses?
Kratos, yeah.
I mean, fair play to still be standing after that barrage.
Literally.
It was impressive. I did not expect them to survive. The Mortis engine did fire a few shots at the War Master just to tickle some void shields off, but the majority of the firepower did go into the Lancers. It was interesting, but by this point in round one, we'd already seen 3 Lancers go down, which is our massive chunk of points.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Lancer.
That was a bit heartbreaking to watch, not gonna lie.
That was significant. This is one of the issues of Knights. If you get yourself out of position too quickly, you lose a lot of points very early.
It was, as we'd reflected on after, there was no reason really for me to put myself that out of position that early.
Quite literally, you fell into the trap of, they're Lancers, I've got Vanguard.
Yeah, basically.
I can forward deploy. I must forward deploy.
You sadly fell into the trap, but yeah, hopefully you'll learn from it.
Yeah.
As we move on a bit further, I had a nice little column of Predators tanks that were able to just shoot into some armigers and take out 2 of the 3. Again, I was rolling very hot, but it did kind of remind me of the previous game that was... Yes, I think it's the previous game to this one, where your Dark Angels, Contemptors with those last cannons were just rinsing through Knights.
I mean, yeah, they were just chewing up Knights and spitting them out.
Yeah. A similar thing was happening with these Predators. They were just like, yep.
Accurate is so good.
It's almost too good. It's very good.
It's one of those games where I think this speaks, I think, just Legions in general, where by comparison, like 40k, where like full hammer, where you have a lot more access to rerolls, because rerolls are so rare in Legions, it just makes anything that has accurate way more consistent.
Yeah.
But and there's also the fact that so much of the game is a 4-up. When you suddenly get a reroll, it's a big boost in your capability. It's a lot. Legions is a lot swingier as well. It is one of those ones where it's hard to work out what's going to happen because there's like there's almost always a 50-50 chance of something not happening. Which I quite like on a lot of the small stuff. Some of the more expensive stuff I feel should be better. I think, particularly Knights. I think Knights should be shooting on 3s really, but for a lot of their weapons. So yes, hey ho. So a couple of armatures have gone down here as well, and then obviously we should have a look at the big daddy himself. War Master.
Honestly, this thing, man. Oof.
War Master got in some shots, took out some void shields, took out a Fellblade. But again, if I recall, the dice rolls weren't massively in your favour again here, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Because there were a few more targets selected. The Revelator missile launcher, which is going to be a theme in this game.
Oh my god.
Managed to land on its target every time and then just not hit anything.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Is it a template one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I mean. So the template didn't even scatter half the time, or scattered perfectly, but then missed everything.
You'll see the one time it did actually hit some things. Wasn't great.
It hit stuff twice. Neither of them were great.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
Oh no would be right.
We come to we discussed afterwards, like the fact that you've already got to scatter, we almost feel like template weapons should just hit their targets.
It's one of those ones of, I don't know what they did hit, but I have a feeling that maybe you didn't want them to hit what they hit in the end. So maybe the chance of rolling and saving those things was at least maybe worth it, but maybe it
We'll see.
We'll see. Oh boy.
That's the basically the summary of round 1, really. Okay, smoke.
A whole lot of nothing, really.
Yeah, so by the end of it, I had lost very little. I'd lost a super heavy, which was a bit annoying, and some infantry, and that was pretty much it.
That's the second time you've had a fell blade get blown up in turn 1.
Yeah, but last time it was John, and he destroyed them both.
I think the thing that was that. What did I kill them with? I think it was something
with
that
the
really
Warmaster.
Oh, it was with the Warmaster.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The Warmaster just doesn't like them, obviously.
Yeah.
He just really hates those fell blades.
That's rolling well with the Warmaster.
Yeah, so if we have a look at the board state at the end of the turn here, you can kind of see where we're at the end of the turn.
I'll say for the end of the turn 1, what I felt very much was that I should have stayed back a little bit because, like, first of all, I was defending, and also, like, what I did move forward, I think I'd misremembered a lot of ranges. I'm still out of range with a lot of things. So it wasn't great move on my part.
I was just going to say, it's always a rough one with those. If you can play around the ranges of like your opponent, that just really swings things. I know in the game that I had against El with the Glaives, like knowing the ranges on them. Falchions, that was it. The Falchions. Like knowing the ranges on them and just being like, okay, so I just need to stay this far away at all times is a rough way to be. And if you and similarly misjudging the range and be like, I can hit this thing and be like, oh wait, no, I can't. I'm out by an amount.
So a lot of things was like I'd misremembered and thought I'd moved up enough, but actually what I'd done is moved into your range and not enough to be into my range. And then in a lot of cases moved out of cover as well.
Yeah, so one thing with Knights as well is cover's very important, making sure you've got something obscure in the models to try and make them a bit more survivable. The Knights in fairness are very survivable. The problem is I had so many shots on very few targets. I was just saturated with firepower.
Yeah, it's only going to take a handful to really kind of get through. If that's the only thing you've got to shoot, you just keep shooting until you don't need to shoot anymore.
Pretty much, and that's exactly what happened in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in terms of points, though, I mean, I wasn't really ahead, so to speak, in points. You were still scoring high on primary because you were right in the middle of the board where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
So you were scoring higher on the primaries, which is quite important. Secondary-wise, it was a bit swingy.
Secondaries, I think, was my reason behind throwing those lances out so early. Because I got the kill 2 units.
2 to 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 to 4, which I didn't achieve, so...
I believe you kept it on for the next turn as well.
I certainly did. Because I thought, I've thinned out some units. Surely I'll be able to...
Surely it will be fine. I mean, I did lose units in the next turn, so let's go over and check out what happens in Battle Round 2. Okay, here we are. We are back. We are in for Round 2, and we've got our board state pre-movement phase, and I'm just going to point them out. You can see my lovely little tokens there scattered around. So let's give us a full view, and let's have a look where we stand after movement. And I'm going to direct your attention, John, particularly because you'll be interested. Keep an eye on those Stormbirds on the left.
Okay.
Okay. And
They're there.
Where do they go?
That's some Stormbird-shaped holes in that backline, and guess what fills them? I'm enjoying the sneaky Stormbirds. I'm enjoying the fact that they're still hiding behind a building. They're like, ooh, can't see us. Just casually hovering behind a building there.
Well, what you can't quite see there is I have positioned so that they're in the Warmaster's rear arc.
Of course they are.
So the Stormbirds now have the bonus to AP and cannot be shot out by anything nearby because they're in the rear arc of everything, apart from the Acastus. But the Acastus has a building in the way, so I can't see them. So my Stormbirds were basically given free reign to just do what they want.
Yeah.
Which was dangerous to say the least.
Yeah, that is always dangerous.
So we've got a little bit of a fight for the middle. I'm still being quite cagey with a lot of my movements though, because again, you seem to be pushing forward, which has given me lots of lines of sight without needing to overcommit, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out for round 2. Also, there's a Lancer that's in the middle of nowhere at the moment. You can see just in the centre.
Yeah, I continued my ill-advised charges with that Lancer.
Yeah.
Is that? I'm just trying to, like, the image is a little small. What's that just in front of that Titan?
Well, it's in front of my Titan.
Yeah,
That's
That's
Joe's
the
Lancer.
Oh, that Lancer doesn't look like it's in base-to-base contact. Was it meant to be in base-to-base contact by chance?
Where were you going with that one again?
I was going into the Fellblade and the infantry there in that crater. I did make that, didn't I?
In the following turn, yes.
Yes,
because
it survived for another turn.
Because you attempted to get there, but you were about 8 or 9 inches away, so nowhere near able to charge. And
so I gave them the charge order, but was not able to charge.
And it obviously, because I knew the Lancer was no threat, I just didn't bother targeting it on turn 2. So let's go and have a look at actually what happened, shall we? Because there were some fun things that happened.
There were certainly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a breakdown of the key focal points we're going to be able to look at.
Okay.
And we're clustered around the Warmaster, which I can tell you right now is going to be a theme.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to cluster around the Warmaster. I can see the reasons.
Yeah. And, every time the Warmaster's on the table, I just find it a fun little mini-game that I have to kill it.
Makes good scenery once it's dead.
Oh, it does. It makes wonderful scenery when it's dead. So, let's go and have a look and zoom into number 1. Eliza, what was the game plan here?
So, I wanted to open up those infantry that you'd handily placed behind the building there.
My Deathguard missiles?
Yeah, and I was going to waste the Titan on it. And then you pointed out that the thermal spears also have Demolisher. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
So I put them into the building. Try and bring that down.
You did indeed. So, a tactical use of Demolisher here. You're not directly doing damage, but you're unlocking the ability to do damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually a very wise move, I think, in this game.
You have that fun habit of putting things behind buildings.
So just get rid of the building.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't fault you for it. I think it's a very good move. And the fact is, you could have attempted to fire 3 thermal cannons into my infantry, but the AP would have gone to 0. You might have missed with some of them. You probably wouldn't have killed them.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Get rid of the obstacle so the rest of your army can shoot them. You're nice. You don't care about cover, really.
No.
To a certain degree, you can get cover from buildings, but you have to be obscured by them rather than obscured by them. Which I can play around, so it's harder to do. So, capitalising on the destruction of the building, we had some lovely Night Wardens.
Yep. We put some Gatling fire into those Deathguard infantry to great effect, I believe.
Oh yes, the infantry did not survive. 5 shots apiece with rapid fire and AP. My infantry stood no chance.
Yeah.
Also, nice to see knights without Thunderfist.
Yes, they had the chain glaives or chain. What are they called?
Reaper Chain Swords or Reaper Chain Glaives?
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yes. I was very happy in a weird way to see the knights do some fun things. And I do like the Questoris Knight. I just think they look cool. Yes.
Yeah.
I lost my Deathguard infantry, but I was also kind of happy that it was to the Questoris because they deserve a win. Moving on from the Questoris Knights, or should I say, moving on from the Wardens, what happened, should I say, to the Knights Errant? They kind of got shot by a Titan and a bunch of Predators.
They certainly did.
Oh no! Oh no!
They were caught just out of position. You couldn't quite get them where you wanted them, and I was able to fire a lot of guns at them.
Yeah.
Again, I believe the Mortis engine did take off another couple of void shields that had regenerated on the Warmaster, but the majority of the guns went into the Knights.
And to Knights of House.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can imagine.
another two Knights fell in that one round of shooting. I think by this point I'm pushing nearly a third of the army's been destroyed.
Yeah.
It's
not great.
It's not looking good. Not gonna lie. It's going to be it's an uphill battle.
Just
Honestly, it was a massacre a bit.
Just as a quick question / reminder, who was in the attacker and defender role here? Because I'm seeing a lot of things dying on one side of the board, but is that the attacker running into the defending units, or because I don't think
no.
I don't think that
that was the best defense is a good offense strategy.
Yep.
My mistake.
I mean, in fairness, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the world leaders think.
Honestly, we should. One of us needs to at least do World Eaters at this point. It's just like so obvious.
I am doing World Eaters.
Yeah, but you're not the one acting like a World Eater. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody else is, apart from you, the actual person who is running them.
Look, I managed to reset my brain, and apparently I played like an Imperial fist, so I'm going to take that as a win.
It's fine. It's fine. Spoiler alert: I may be pushing to do World Eaters as my first completed Traitor Legion. So, we might see me just go absolutely nuts and just do a full-on charge at some point.
Impossible. You can't do it. I don't believe you.
I don't usually play like a World Eaters player.
You'd find some tricksy way of being a tricksy World Eaters player.
Oh, yeah, obviously. I will figure it out.
You're a World Eater who's secretly Alpha Legion or something like that.
It's all Alpha Legion all the way down.
We will see. But yes, so Legio Mortis claimed another kill in a pair of Questoris Knights. Let's have just a moment of silence for our fallen knights.
I felt like marching them to the abattoir a little bit.
I have to say, Eliza was very, 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 very calm throughout this whole process. The dice rolls were not in your favour. Knights were falling over every 5 minutes, and you did not once, not even once, did I even get the hint of a, oh, bugger it.
We're still having fun.
You're stronger than us, because I hit breaking point, and I know Elle hit the exact same breaking point. So you're stronger than the two of us, but not snapping
or getting grumpy.
Yeah,
or having a rant about the number 4, or anything like that.
Or anything like that.
We're all very guilty of it.
I think the points were keeping me sane as well.
Oh yes, you were still doing very well on points at this stage. Yes, it's all doom and gloom, but there's some gloom and some doom.
It's not all doom and gloom, but there is some gloom. I like that. I like that as a phrase.
So speaking of gloom, I'm afraid we're gonna move on to the next section. which in theory should be a highlight of Eliza's
Oh,
turn.
for sure.
But I think I'll let you tell this story if you can recall it.
Yeah, I believe the War Master targeted. I can't remember everything I targeted.
I mean, the key point, I think, is the missile launcher.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah, because that placed it down over the infantry and the Kratos there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I rolled spot on for it.
Yeah,
right?
you rolled a bullseye, so you literally tagged every single model, including my Deathguard commander, my Kratos commander, the entire Kratos unit, and a full unit of plasma guns.
Yeah,
Yep.
incredible target.
Yeah, like perfect.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What went wrong?
Only one Kratos died.
And a single infantry stand.
Yeah. That deserves a moment of silence. Not gonna lie. It was heartbreaking to watch.
Like,
Not gonna lie.
in all fairness, I should have lost almost all of that, if not all of it. It's a big missile. It does a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like just for the sake of humouring me and potentially anybody in the audience who's what are the stats like on that missile? Because that feels like there should be a big missile. You know, that feels like there should be a big thing.
So it's a large blast template. I can tell you that off the top of my head.
Which is wild, because they like a regular blast template is a lot in Legion, so a large blast template is
Significant.
this is a big missile.
Pretty sure the AP is like -3 or -4.
It's not quite that massive. I believe it's -2, which is
Okay.
substantial on a large blast template.
I guess if it was too big, then you wouldn't be able to get the you wouldn't have what's the word, like the you wouldn't get any saves on the infantry.
Yeah. So here we go. We've got actually -2 means you don't get saves on the infantry anyway. So Revelator missile is a 40-inch range, which is not a bad range in Legions. That's big range in Legions. It's 2 dice per model under the template. So you were rolling, was it against the Kratos? You were rolling 8 dice, and against the infantry you were rolling 10 with a 4 up to hit. Now they were in cover, and these don't ignore cover, so it's a 5 up to hit and -2. But even on a 5 up to hit, you should have done a significant amount of damage. But if I recall, you rolled mostly 1s and 2s to hit.
Yeah. It was because Eliza rolled the dice, and then it was the look on the face. So I immediately got up and just peered into the dice box and was like, "Oh dear, oh no."
Oh, good.
And I'm not going to lie. I'll tell you now. It was at this point I knew the game was over.
Oof.
Because if that had hit and landed, I think you'd have a good chance of still being in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I didn't lose that there was significant.
It was just a stroke of bad luck at that point, I think.
It was very rough for me, and I was the one that was actually benefiting from it. I felt for you in that moment. I really did. I genuinely felt quite bad in this game.
It was hard not to, because when Eliza did the blast template in the beginning, and then like did the first initial roll and everything hit, and then it was that last roll, it was like bone crushing. It was just like, I think we all were lost for words as well, apart from Eliza, who was just nervously giggling, which was great.
Last template too.
Yeah, I know.
The War Master did its thing. Or didn't, depending on your interpretation.
This thing, we're just missing.
Technically it hit, but it didn't. It's weird. This is why I don't. Anyway, we're going to move on.
Yeah.
So we're going to move back into Predator Town, and the Predators very greedily decided to just finish off the lone armiger.
Yep. Lone armiger gone.
Yeah, and that was because that was actually because I positioned my Fellblade behind a building to protect it from most of your army, but your armiger was in range to hit me in the rear arc with that thermal cannon, so I was like, well, that's got to go. Arguably overcommitment from 6 Predators, but at the same time, it was definitely worth doing.
One of those moments where if you don't have any other shots, or if you know it's like, I want to get rid of this, I want to make sure that it hasn't shot, then yeah,
it came down to target priority. And, sadly,
because if it didn't shoot into your if it didn't finish off the foul blade by shooting into it, it was then primed next turn to charge it as well.
Yeah. So either way, it kind of had to go. That was the end of the armators. Well, end of those armators on that flank. Actually, you still have quite a few more actually in the back. But then we have a moment that I think you will be quite proud of, both in terms of, when I say you, I mean Eliza. You should be very proud of this shot because it was well placed, and I think John will appreciate this shot very much. We have what I've now done, the sniper of the Knight Army.
The sniper Acastus.
Sniper Acastus. Nobody sees it coming apart from everybody.
So would you like to talk us through what happened with the sniper?
I could just about see that Deathguard command squad, so I took a sneaky sniper shot at it and wiped it out.
A sneaky sniper shot from 4 Magna las cannons.
Yeah.
That's less of a sneaky sniper shot and being like this Deathguard commander who is like, I've survived. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the equivalent of dropping like a nuke on a tank.
Yeah, basically.
It was significant overkill, but well played, because obviously what happened obviously is because the way legions work, and I like this rule, is if you can see it, you can shoot it. If you can't see it, you can't shoot it. Yeah. You could only see the Deathguard commander in that squad, which meant you basically got a free target on the commander there. So yeah, you very cunningly sniped out my commander there.
Be gone.
So incidentally, in the narrative of this episode, you'll notice that there is no new Deathguard commander currently because he's dead.
They don't have a good time, do they, your Deathguard commanders?
No, they tend to die a lot, but they're Deathguard. It's kind of in the name.
I don't think that's what they meant by the name, but you know what?
It's what I thought. That's what I interpreted it as, so it's fine. So yes, this is the overall board state at the end of the game. I haven't mentioned it, but obviously there were some shots from the Stormbirds that went out, basically picked off some shields on the Titan, and I think maybe a wound off a Knight Hero there. So the board state...
The Titan was quite good at... what I did roll well on was the Void Shields coming back. I pretty much regenerated nearly all the Void Shields every time they were stripped down.
Yes, you did. So... that becomes a big annoyance for me in the next turn, I think.
Fair play for it continuing from there. I feel like I don't know what's kind of left on the board on the Knight side.
There's a few gaps. I mean, I will say that the buildings are hiding a couple of units.
Okay. Yeah, the buildings are hiding a couple of units, and I was still relatively far ahead on points.
Yes, so in terms of points, you're actually storming ahead. I'm not scoring very highly at all here.
I hadn't managed any of the secondaries, but the primaries I was getting well on.
So it's probably worth pointing out at this stage, right? From a tactical perspective, I know I'm not scoring highly, and that's intentional. Essentially, I knew at this point that I'd killed enough that I could use. I would make better use of positioning and taking out more stuff and scoring later. Rather than trying to rush into the centre and take objectives for primaries, I was quite happy to sit and wait for turn 3 to roll around. So it's one of those cases where sometimes it looks bad in terms of the points, but the board state tells a very different story.
I discovered that one in my last game as well. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta be patient.
And that is the thing, especially as an attacker as well. Being patient is quite useful. Also as the defender, I suppose, in some instances, but yeah, this is definitely a case of patience not being utilized, maybe.
That's round 3.
Yeah, should we take a look at where we move on to from here? Let's head over to round 3. Here we are. This is obviously where we left ourselves off previously. Obviously, you can see our little tokens down there, so we're just about to go into the movement phase. Let me give you a nice little full view of the battlefield. Here we are, and we're going to go into the movement phase. So we're going to have a look at what happened. So can we?
Oh.
If I just go back here, look, and just keep your eye on the Stormbirds there. Look, there they are, and there they are.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
So I did a sneaky thing. I put my second Stormbird on a march order, which gave me a 40-inch movement.
Oh, that's abusive.
Yeah.
Was it also still full of stuff as well?
Yeah. It picked up all this stuff from turn 1. So I've just been hopping them around to get into the backline, and as you can't see it from this angle, but both of them have dropped everything down off as well.
I can see at least one large cluster of white and red.
It's even worse when we get in closer, don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
In fact, I can show you a preview, because there was also deep striking that took place, because of course I had more stuff off the table.
Of course you had more stuff off the table. At least I know you didn't have any drop pods, because those were all painted up as Emperor's Children, so you'd at least be safe from them.
Yes, no drop pods. But I did have a boatload of Terminators.
Oh, they're the Saturnine ones as well.
So those Saturnine are sat nicely behind the War Master.
Uh-huh.
And the Deathguard ones are off doing their thing over on the other side of the table. I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't really know what to do with the Deathguard Terminators. They were going to go for the centre, but they went off in the wrong direction for a deep strike, so I just committed fully then. I was like, right, cool, I'm taking your back line. Sod the middle, I take everything else. The invasion begun in full.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of action around the War Master again.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at actually what took place?
Certainly can.
So, we're going to kick off with the big one, because the War Master was quite literally my primary target for 90% of my army in this round.
Yeah.
I was very determined that, right, round 3, let's get rid of it. It's in the way. So I piled.
And everything's behind it, so why not just shoot everything into it?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. So I literally fired pretty much as I could into this War Master. Quite a lot from behind. A few things came in from the front, including the Legio Mortis Titan.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure I fired almost the entire Titan into the War Master.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the War Master survives with 1 wound remaining.
Yeah.
That thing is a beast to try and kill. Oh my god. It is one hell of a beast.
I mean, surviving on a single wound after everything being thrown at it is kind of wild.
A substantial amount of points were levied into that machine.
Yeah, there was a lot fired into it.
You had a lot of bad luck in this game, but that War Master was not one of those points.
That's true. Apart from, it firing.
Apart from it firing, yes.
I guess recovering a good amount of void shields definitely helps to keep it alive there.
Yeah.
I mean, it quite literally probably made the difference between losing it and not in this round. So yeah, it was very cool. So there's that. Obviously, I had to get a lovely picture of that model, because I'm very proud of that paint job. But we're going to go into what I thought was rather a comical cinematic shot, maybe. You could play it as comedy, or you could play it as a very tragic moment, maybe. But we have the Lancer that finally made it into its target, because I thought of it as no threat. You were quite proud of your little charge there. You thought you'd snookered me a little bit there, didn't you?
I'd hoped.
You had hoped, yes. It didn't quite work out, though.
No.
Because I had planned for it.
You had a not so sneaky Overwatch.
Overwatch I attempted with the Fellblade and failed completely.
Oh, yeah.
What I did do, though, is I used the Kratos Commander that I still had on the table to switch my backline Predators to first fire, who then proceeded to shoot into the back of the Lancer before I had a chance to fight.
Oh, first fire's nasty if you've got things that are trying to charge.
Yeah.
I must have missed this bit because I think at one point I stepped out of the room, so I must have missed this because I feel like I would have remembered this.
Yeah, I think you were at this point.
Oh wow, okay.
It's not good.
Yeah, so using activation and orders basically to kind of snooker the charging capabilities there. Which is a shame, because honestly, it was annoying in the sense that obviously you did that quite early, so obviously I couldn't move then my Felblade or my infantry.
Yeah.
So in terms of gameplay, it was kind of annoying because they were stuck there for a whole turn because the knight stopped them from moving. There was no targets for them to do anything with. So they were disabled for a whole turn, regardless of the fact that they survived, I suppose. So all in all, not a terrible move at all, really. If there was... If you weren't quite so far on the back foot in terms of an army, this would have been a good play. Very good play. It just happened that in this particular instance it didn't really affect the result, so to speak.
Maybe it was something smaller than a lance.
That would have been nice. But actually, in terms of... it's a genuinely good move regardless of the knight itself. But sadly, in this instance, didn't pan out. Now we move on to the War Master. Again, because it survived.
On a wound.
Which meant they got to fire all of its guns. And in fairness, it had a reasonable round of shooting.
Yeah, this round of shooting was relatively alright.
Yeah, the missile still did absolutely bugger all.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guns were actually quite effective. So would you like to discuss the War Master as it was your unit for the round?
Yeah, I managed to take out 2 of the Kratos, and I had I think I used the melters on the building.
I believe so, yeah.
And brought another building down.
Which had it had my surviving tactical base in it from round 1. Yeah. They did not last long.
No, I mean, a building dropping on your head is generally speaking bad for your long-term health.
The War Master got some kills in, which is good.
Yeah.
And finally got the Kratos.
About time.
Speaking of which, one of those was a Kratos commander.
Mm-hmm.
And it survived. For about 5 minutes. Because in comes the sniper.
The sniper casters strikes again.
The character killer at this stage.
Yeah. The assassin that is nearly the size of a Warhammer Titan.
I was going to say, the Acastus really has had a glow up in the with the update, didn't it?
I mean, personally, I don't think it had much done to it, but apparently everyone's just better at rolling with it than I am.
Yeah, that's it. I think I had a slightly warped perception in my head because it's any time you try to use it, it just doesn't hit.
Because the only update it had is it was 20 points cheaper. They changed nothing else.
Oh, in which case then you shouldn't use it.
I'm just used to it. I'm just Everyone else does really well with this thing, but I don't. Yes, so another commander force, another Deathguard commander. So in narrative terms, the Deathguard are just losing their command structure by the dozen at this point. But I'm pretty sure the Thousand Sons are not upset by this fact.
Do you reckon they've got they're back on the battle barge afterwards, and they've just got they're drawing straws as to who's going to be the next commander?
It's just a little sassy nurgling, oh, you're next! No, you're next! It's not going well for the commanders of the Deathguard.
No.
They are basically being used as meat shields for the Thousand Sons at this point. But it's working out for the army overall. You know, we may see it. We may see a civil war happening at some point. I don't think the Deathguard will be happy about this for long. However, we've got some more action from the Knights, and some more positive action.
The Wardens, they positioned... and I got rid of some Deathguard Terminators.
My boys had just teleported in and didn't really know what to do with them. Didn't matter in the end.
They face an onslaught of night guns. I think that's not good. That's not good for the long term health there.
I'm not sure the Deathguard would care about long term health.
Well, they're not. They're not all about dying. You want to live to be able to spread the pestilence.
Well, it's death and rebirth, isn't it? So.
It's death and rebirth. They're just doing a lot more of the
Death.
former.
Yes, the Knights have performed quite well this round. A couple of key kills, which has been very important. In addition to that, we also have some secondaries being completed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Objectives being done in our game
By Knights, no less.
by Knights.
Yeah.
Well, like
So I had those armatures because they weren't really the ones with the thermal spears weren't in range of anything, and the autocannons I wanted to keep behind that building. So yeah, they performed their actions for the secondary. I thought if I could, again, the points were still not looking terrible. So I was hoping I could be heavy on objective scoring and secondary scoring, and that might have carried me forward a bit better.
Yeah, you attempted to shift focus more into the scoring, which is actually probably the right thing to deserve at this point. So yeah, that is essentially what happened during that round. So we can have a look at the board state. And there's a significant hole in my tanks there.
I also noticed that the Stormbirds have disappeared.
Yeah, so at this point in time, obviously, they've offloaded their cargo where I wanted them. And I was quite happy for my infantry to just stay on the backline there. So I decided to turn the Stormbirds into gunships again and start flying them around. So they've already done their job, so they might as well just become basically flying guns boats now. Which is kind of what they're supposed to be. So yes, they flew off. Again, many void shields were regenerated on the War Master.
Yeah, I think was it this one that I regenerated like 11?
It was like a ridiculous number. Yeah, I think it was like very frustrating for me in that regard. However, I won't complain too much because my Titan has only suffered a couple of void shields and has already regenerated all but one, I think, by this point.
Yeah.
So my Titan was looking very healthy. But obviously, because of the sudden shift in objective control, I have started to climb back up in points very rapidly.
Yes.
Getting the backline objectives is
Suddenly all of my backline objectives were gone.
Yes. So you're still winning on points at the moment, but I think we can potentially predict that there was a significant swing about to occur. Without further sort of teasing, I think we can go straight into round 4.
Mm-hmm. Let's go into round 4.
And here we are, we're in battle round 4. This is where we left off last time, and let's have a look at what happened during our movement phase.
Oh, there they are again, about to put a hole in the centre of the board.
That is a busy centre.
Yeah. So if I just go back and bring it forward again, there you go. You've got a lot of stuff happening in the middle of the table once again.
I feel like I need to ask. Eliza.
Yes.
That Titan's not facing the right way.
So, I had a couple of Hail Mary moves planned.
How hail were those Marys?
Quite hail. Basically, going into the battle round, I thought if I can shift some of those buildings, get some lucky deaths in those buildings, in the building collapses, I might be able to retake some of the objective control. Unlikely, but it was like my last sort of strategy.
A valiant last stand.
Yeah. It's worth noting that the Stormbirds came in after I had pivoted the Titan.
I mean, I had assumed that was the case, but like,
yeah.
that is very much presenting the rear arc to everybody else on the side of that board. Like,
I will say in Eliza's defense, the War Master does not move fast, so even had you tried to not present the rear arc, I would have found it very easily regardless.
Oh yeah, for sure. The thing is, there was already plenty of stuff in the rear arc anyway.
Yeah, you can't pivot far enough to stop me. Once you're already in the rear arc of a Titan, you're pretty much there. it's very hard to get out.
But that's probably why I wasn't so worried about it, because I was pretty sure this Titan was going down this turn anyway. It was on 1 wound regardless. So I wanted to at least try and do that last ditch move.
Actions took place. This is going to be a short round. It wasn't a short round in the sense of time. It's a short round in terms of what we're going to talk about, because actually a lot of things happened around one area, basically. And we're going to start off with the Mighty Warmaster and find out whether Eliza's attempt at a Hail Mary succeeded. Yeah,
so the Warmaster took a couple of different targets. I wanted to bring down the building with the objective on. I managed to, right?
You did. You did collapse the building, which not only included a unit of my Thousand Sons Tacticals, but also one of my Thousand Sons Sorcerers.
Yeah.
So another commander falls.
Yeah.
Just picking away those commanders.
The other guns didn't really do anything apart from the rockets.
Yeah, so the missile...
The rockets,
the missile
done so well for you so far.
The missile did something. It killed something.
And certainly
it killed something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it kill?
It killed 2 of my armigers.
That's bad.
The 2 armigers that were going for your foul place.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, you scattered onto you actually did scatter onto like a cluster of mine and yours, but then proceeded.
Hit any of yours.
You missed all of mine and killed your own.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So yeah, this is basically where I was like, I feel like the scatter is a penalty enough for these weapons. Maybe they should just hit everything that's under the template.
There is an Alpha Legion operative hiding inside of that Titan. They're just pulling plugs and pushing buttons.
Maybe. I mean, it's my Titan.
It's your Titan. You sabotaged it. Like, of course it will help you, right?
Safe to say, do you still enjoy the blast weapons, or have you gone off them now?
I just enjoy the blast templates. I just enjoy a use of a blast template. It doesn't. For me, I'm like, they're still fun.
They are still fun. It all came down to very unlucky rolls again.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But a shame in some ways, but it's also quite a cool moment. Yes. So the Warmaster's attempt at providing a last minute saviour moment kind of didn't go so well.
Yeah, because it targeted a lot of things, and had it have hit more things well, I would have been in with more of a chance, I think.
However, after the Warmaster fired, I couldn't resist. It was time to just finish it off. I had a rear arc to shoot at, so I kind of shot it with a lot of stuff. Again, I piled a lot of guns into it, including artillery that hasn't been featured in any of our points here, but it has been sat at the back just popping shots off the entire time.
Oh yeah, the Whirlwinds were constantly bringing stuff.
Yeah. Again, massed fire from the artillery and the Stormbirds managed to take out the Void Shields, which left the Warmaster open on its final wound.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to commit a lot of firepower to take that final wound. But it turns out that a single unit of Saturnine Terminators with a lucky dice roll brought down the beast.
Yeah.
They were proud of that, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. There was an explosion, but I don't think the explosion actually did a lot of damage anyway.
I think it was only in range of those Chrysaorus, and I think, luckily, it didn't do any damage.
I was quite impressed that a small, tiny little Saturnine Terminator squad managed to kill a Warmaster. That was quite nice.
Yeah.
All is not over, because there is there's one major final punch from the Knights, which, of course, came from the valiant Questoris Pappy Knights.
Mm-hmm. They managed to take out some more of your infantry.
And finally got onto the objective in the centre table.
Yeah.
And then denied it to me.
Just hit with a nope.
I was holding that objective if it was going to kill me.
Sadly, the Deathguard infantry did not fare well in this battle. In fact, the Deathguard in general didn't. They got absolutely smashed.
I mean, they are kind of like they do feel a bit like the meat shield of your force.
I do kind of use them like a meat shield at the moment.
Yeah, they are just like very disposable. Your 1,000 Suns are like this surgical strike force that just like drops in places and like eliminates threats.
Yeah, just stroke our wounds.
They just absolutely do.
It's almost like I planned it.
I suppose it's why they're always the first of the waves.
Yep, it is exactly why they're the first of the waves.
And we can also tell which one's your favourite, because you try to make sure that your 1,000 Suns don't ever get killed. Whilst everything else dies before them.
Yeah, I like Deathguard, but they probably are my least favourite of the four.
It shows.
Honestly, my two favourites have very, very fastly become 1,000 Suns and World Eaters. They are absolutely my favourites. Ironically, they're the literal opposite ends of complexity.
Yeah, they really are. Like those are two factions that would not get on well together.
And yet they're my favourites. The Knights did their final shots the Questoris did their final shots against me, essentially, as the defenders. The final nails, I suppose, in the coffins of the Knights were the loss of the Acastus.
Yeah.
I haven't pictured the other one. Both fell. The sniper Acastus did fall. Taken out by lowly infantry. Well placed plasma shots and melee attacks from the last round managed to finish it off. And this one, standing proud. I didn't think I'd have the guns to kill this one because I thought I would still be dealing with the War Master. But because I got very lucky with the War Master, I had a lot of guns free, including an entire Titan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and I could have split fire, but I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to kill this thing, so I fired everything at it. Just an entire Warlord Titan into an Acastus. You can imagine what happened.
Yeah, that doesn't mean there's much of an Acastus left.
No, and even if it had survived, as you can see behind the Acastus, there is 1,000 Suns missiles just waiting to fire and all sorts.
Just like for us.
We're here if you need us. Needless to say, the Legio Mortis make their Titans well, and they did not require help.
It was a rather deft disassembly of the forces here, from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's what
for sure.
So yeah, that's the final outlook of the battleground. I still hold the back line. The centre points, I think, are still technically held. Oh no, I can see the banner's gone down actually on that one on the right hand side. The centre building.
Yeah, no, I was just not controlling them.
Yeah, so I think your Titan rather ironically got rid of my competition.
Yeah.
I feel like the end point of this game is how most games end against you, which is the force just hemmed in like on all sides by Jamie's force. Yeah. Just this encroaching circle around your army and just be like, just squeeze.
Yup.
So I mean,
it's like that meme. It's like that meme where there's like one guy amongst like this circle of swords, and he's just like. It's like that.
Yeah. I definitely did a Ramsey Bowl on this one.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
And you wonder why we call you the bad guy.
Why do you think I've lent into it now? I am just chaos still. I am the Lord of Chaos now. So yeah, as you can see on the points there, it is now in my favour. It's not massively in my favour, but I think we can all agree that. And as we
it's in your favour enough.
The fact that I have complete ball control now, there's only a couple of knights left on the table, it was a very foregone conclusion for turn 5. I did offer you the option to play on, if you would like to, but I think we all came to the conclusion that maybe it wasn't worth it.
And then it was really weird, because it was only 6:30, and we were all like, oh... What do we do now? I looked at Jamie. Jamie's like, I don't know. I plan to do Warhammer all night. I've got nothing. It was very strange.
It is worth noting, actually. So how this sort of all ended for us was that most of our recording sessions normally take something like 8 to 9 hours sometimes. We actually recorded this entire session in just under 5 hours, I think. We started at around like 1ish, and then I think we were done by 6:45. So yeah, just over 5 hours.
Yeah.
Which is insane for us. That's like really good time for us, and I think that's down to the fact that you guys were using a timer. Like that was my job. I was the timer, and I did notes and stuff. And I think having the timer definitely helped both of you keep sort of on track. There was no sort of like hesitation or anything.
We went down.
Eliminated it.
We went down to 3 minutes on the timer as well.
Yeah.
3 minutes per activation. We had no problems.
Yeah, I felt it was plenty of fun.
Yeah, the timer system does seem to work. So if anyone watching this is interested, I recommend, particularly for Legions, it probably won't work very well for 40k, but for potentially Kill Team as well, alternating activation games, having a clock to basically get yourself moving a bit is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. I found as well it was getting me to look at what I was doing and look at my stats ahead of time.
Yeah, it does encourage you to be a bit more proactive in the other person's activation, to sort of think ahead and plan out your next action strategy. And I think it's definitely worth noting from this game as well that, other than the obvious thing that we did mention at the beginning, like the overcommitment early on from the defender, I don't think the result is a direct reflection of what you've done. A lot of that was just really, really bad luck.
Yeah, I think.
Bad luck. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I made a few obvious mistakes, but on the whole, I think a lot of it was down to just terrible dice rolls.
There were some significant, and I know some people might say, "Well, you shouldn't blame the dice rolls," but actually, there are instances where you roll so badly, there is nothing you could do to change the result.
Sometimes it is a case of the dice have a story to tell, and they're telling it.
Who is it who actually has that as one of their taglines? Is it Play on Tabletop? Dice Tell Stories? Is that their one?
I think so.
Maybe.
In this case, it was very true. The dice pretty much determined the result of this game.
Yeah, the dice were like, "You're doing this," and be like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you guys over to have a look at the epilogue, and we'll see you in just a moment as we close out the game. The giant falls at last. The battlefield trembles beneath its death. Even broken, the War Master continued to kill. Its dying guns reducing warriors and war engines alike to burning ruin before silence finally claimed it. A worthy engine, a worthy death, an even more worthy sacrifice. Around its carcass, the battlefield still burns, littered with the scattered corpses of metal steeds. The defenders fought with admirable resolve. It changed nothing. The Mortis engine still walks. The line is broken, and the war for Carthax Theta grinds onwards beneath the shadow of Titans. And welcome back for the finale. I hope you enjoyed our cinematic. Hopefully you've enjoyed the story and our game. I'd like to say, again, thank you very much for Eliza for coming and playing and being an absolute sportsman when it comes to that game, because that was very hard to play. So well done for that. You handled it better than the other three of us would have done, I can assure you.
We'd have been salty.
We would have needed a heaping bag of salt.
No, just therapy. Just therapy.
But yes, well done. Very, very well played. We've learnt a few things. Hopefully we've reinforced for you guys at home as well that just because you can move forward at the start of the game doesn't mean you should move forward.
Yeah. I think it's worth noting as well, especially for Legions. Defender is a defender. It's not like with 40k where like you're kind of both in the same role. Defender is just like a name.
I mean, specifically, obviously, we use custom missions that I have wrote,
Yeah.
and custom secondaries and stuff like that, which encourages the asymmetrical dynamic, which at some point I promise will be available online at some point, but I still need to get around to formatting the files properly. But yeah, we will show all that. But yes. Anyway, I think that is pretty much. Unless there's anything anyone else wants to say.
No, I think that's that was a little bit of a bloodbath there, but take it in stride.
It's an oil bath. All that's left for me to say is to ask you guys to comment down below what you believe your favourite moment was from the episode, and maybe comment on what we could have done differently. But again, like I said, the dice kind of predicted this game, or dictated this game, so I don't think there's any real criticism to be had here. It is just what it is.
Sometimes the dice just have decided you're going to lose the game.
That does happen. But with that all being said, while you're down there giving us your lovely comments and telling us what your favourite part of the game was, please do check that you have liked and subscribed to the channel. It is very much appreciated. We are still small, we are still growing, and we would love feedback, whether you thought the format has met expectations, if there's anything we could change or improve. Obviously, we are now episode 5. A lot has changed, as you can see in this episode. I've toned back a lot of the graphics. That is due to time constraints, and we want to be able to produce these in a reasonable time frame. And I'm afraid that is something that has had to be sacrificed on the altar of perfection, effectively. Who knows, they might come back one day when we've got a little bit more time. All that's left for me to do is to sign off and say thank you very much one last time for joining us here at the Mead Hall, and we will see you next time.
Bye!